It is time to make soap. So I thought I'd show you all the process of making some cold press lye soap. We only have a few bars left and they have to cure for 4 weeks, so I need to get it going here. All lye soap is mixing water, lye, and some kind of fat. My fats here are lard, olive oil, and coconut oil, and I'm using some beeswax in this recipe, and a little bit of honey. I've never made this recipe before, so this will be new for me. But basically that's all soap is. And when you heat those 3 ingredients up to a certain point, the lye, the water, and the fat, it comes to a point of saponification where it turns to soap. So that's all it is. To make soap, it takes longer to set up and clean up than it does to actually make the soap. So I'll just show you what I've got. I've got my recipe. I'm going to use essential oils in this recipe. I don't usually, but Brian said he wanted some smelly soap this time. I've got measuring cups. I have a slotted spoon for stirring my lye in water, and a spatula for mixing my oils, and a thermometer. It's better to have 2 thermometers. My other one doesn't work as good as this one, so I just wipe it and use that, because you have to have your water and lye mixture the same, well, within the same range as your oils. So we'll get into that later. You have to have a kitchen scale, and I just put it on some freezer paper to protect the counter in case the lye spills, and I cover my scale with saran wrap. I have honey, beeswax, coconut oil, olive oil, lard, and you need distilled water. You can't use water from the tap because of the chemicals. It won't turn out right. You need some gloves when handling your lye, and I bought this lye in bulk a few years ago, and so it's kind of old. Some of it's kind of clumped up, so I have to shake it, but it'll work. This is the work area. Over here's your cooking area. You want stainless steel pots only, because lye can burn a hole in it. So this is to mix my lye and water, and this big pot is going to have my fats in it. Another thing you'd like to have, which makes it easier, is one of these, a hand blender. Can't think of what it's called. A hand blender. So if you have a hand blender, it'll mix it a lot quicker than with a spoon. You have to have some molds. Brian made me this little box mold, and you have to line it with plastic to get it out, and these are just silicone ones. I don't know if it's going to fill all of these, but just in case. And this is a sheep. Okay, you also want to have some white vinegar, because vinegar is acidic, lye is alkaline, and if they mix together, they will neutralize it. So if it like spills on the counter, you want to wipe it with vinegar real quick. You also need a bucket of water vinegar to put your pans and utensils in. I also add Dawn because it's not saponified yet, so it's really greasy because of all your fats and oils, so I go ahead and add that too. So let's get started. Alright, the first thing you're going to do is pour your water into your stainless steel pot here. So the water goes in here. And I'll set it back on the stove. Next, we want to mix our oils. I need 2 ounces of beeswax. This is my first time putting beeswax in a soap recipe. I use it in my lip balm, but I've never put it in soap. So I'm interested to see how this recipe turns out. Okay, so you're going to dump it in your oil pot. This recipe calls for soybean shortening, which I don't have any. So I'm going to use 20 ounces. I'm going to use this lard I bought. It's not real lard. I don't have any real lard, so we butchered the pigs again. But this will work. This will work for soap. You could use olive oil. You could use vegetable oil, canola oil. It's just fat, water, and lye. It's all soap is. Lard seems to make a harder soap. And then coconut oil gives a little bit of a lather. But there's all kinds of oils you could use. Just about there. Oh, 20.2. I need to take a little out, little in, little out. Okay, perfect. All right. It does make a difference how you measured your recipes. Okay, I hate to use my olive oil, but I wanted to do a different soap. Usually I just do plain old lard soap, just it's cheaper, but I wanted to do something different. And this is going to take 12 ounces, like it's going to take nearly my whole bottle. But there we go. Here's my whole bottle of olive oil, you guys. Dump it in our oil pot. Probably should have started melting that. Alright, next is our coconut oil. A little too much. There we go. Okay, all I have left is the honey and the essential oils, which I'll add when the soap starts to trace, which is when it starts getting thick. So now we'll put this on the stove and heat it up. Alright, I have my fats in the pot on the stove. Gonna heat them up, melt them down, and probably a low to medium. We don't want to burn it, so we want to melt it slowly. It's just about melted. The beeswax seems to always take the longest. Right, it's all melted. I'm going to take this off the burner so it can start cooling a little, because it's always hotter than the lye, and we need them in the same temperature range. Alright, now that the oils, the fats are all melted, it's time to measure the lye and mix it in. You always want to wear latex gloves or some kind of gloves. You can do kitchen gloves, because the lye will burn your hands. Alright, coming over here. Like I said, this is old, and you can hear the clump. Ooh. There we go. Alright, now we're going to take this outside to mix it because the fumes are really strong. Alright, anytime you're mixing water and lye, you always pour the lye into the water, because I've read the other way around, if you pour the water into the lye, it can cause an explosion. I have not tried it. I don't have a desire to try that. But you just stir until it's all dissolved. And it's going to raise the temperature in the water. It's going to get really hot. And the fumes are really strong, so you don't want to do this inside.
I was breathing through my nose.
Wow, I was strong that time. So, it's very caustic, so you don't want to use like cast iron or anything. It'll burn a hole in it, is what I've read. I've not tried any of this. I'll take the word for it.
There's a wasp. And it's very scary.
Okay, it's all dissolved, so we're going to take it back inside. Okay, I'm going to put my lye container in my vinegar water and leave it there for now. Alright, we have our melted fats, and then we have our lye water. So what we do now is we have to get them in the same temperature range, between 90 and 110 degrees. And different books are going to tell you different things, so as long as it's about in the same range, I'm sure it'll work. Alright, so the temperature of lye, let's see what it is here. Still going up. 120, 125. Test our oil now. Well, it's about the same. So I'm going to let it cool just a little. The lye water will cool quicker than this oil, so I'm going to stir the oil here.
No.
Okay, the temperatures are about the same. So we are going to dump the water lye mixture into the fat. You can see the color change. It's going to start getting thicker. I don't even know if I'll need my hand blender. It's already tracing pretty good. Put this in my vinegar water even. Alright, now that it's starting to trace, I'm going to go ahead and add my essential oils. I've got some frankincense and myrrh.
I can use that.
And this lemongrass and yang yang.
Wait, why that one? We have our own honey.
I don't want to use our good honey. Well, this is raw honey, but it's not from our hives. Alright. We're going to use our stick blender now and get a little thicker. That's pretty good. Last time it got too thick. And I could barely pour it in the molds. That was the first. This is good. I'm going to pour these in molds. I'm trying to decide if I need this one. Ready? Okay, are we going to have enough for the sheep? Here we go. Set it over there. Uh-oh. Spilled it, y'all. Don't do that. Oh no, I've got some left. What am I going to use for a mold? This would be cute little baby soaps. Oops. I'm going to use this to cover the soaps. The heat is what helps them keep saponifying, so we're going to cover this up. Pull this down a little. Ooh, it's really hot. Feel it. Now you just keep covering it. Cover it with towels. Some people put a box on top of the wax paper. I don't want to hold it in place. Get the little sheep. He's all lonely. Alright, after you got it in the molds and covered up, you just let it sit for 24 hours and then you take them out. If you're just starting out soap making, I wanted to tell you about this book, Smart Soap Making by Ann Watson. It's really good. It's just basics on how to do it, and then she's got really simple recipes in here. So I would check that out on Amazon if you're interested. Okay. It's been over 24 hours, so we are going to take the soap out. See how this turned out. Hey, Dad. Alright. It's a nice scent. I like it. I've never used this mold, so let's see. Oh, that's easy to get out. So after you get all the soap out of the mold, you're just going to let it sit for 4 weeks. Let it cure. See how this goes. It smells good. It's really soft though. It's softer. It's got more oils in it. I'm used to lard soap. I usually just do lard and coconut oil. So it's a harder bar, but this is going to be moisturizing. Feels good on my hands. It's not burning me, so that's good. Alright, this is always the hardest one to get out because I always break an ear or something. See how we do her.
Looks good so far.
Hopefully I can get it. Here comes the little sheep. Ah! Oh, did I break his ear?
Yeah.
I did.
And his eyeball.
Oh, and his eyeball. Well, we got most of them anyway.
It smells good though. It smells from here.
Oh, here's his ear. I found it.
I feel like that should be candy, the way it looks. I know.
His
The red
ear.
came off though and dyed it.
I found his eyeball.
If you waited longer and it was harder, would it be easier to get out?
I don't know.
Are these like sample pieces?
He's
These can be like little gifts.
got crooked eyes, y'all. Okay. Alright, so that's the easy way to make cold processed soap. I haven't tried hot processed, but I would like to one day. Cold processed soap's easy to make, so if you want to try it, I'll put the link to that book in the description. It's fun, and you get to make your own soap and know what's in it. So, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.